The female prisoner noticed a screw under the dining table during a meal. A daring escape plan instantly formed in her mind. She pretended to drop her tray and crouched down to unscrew the leg of the table. A nearby guard sensed something was off and immediately started walking toward them. On the verge of being caught, the woman pressed a bowl of scalding hot rice porridge onto her own arm, then rushed up to the guard, holding up her reddened arm and demanding to see a doctor. Fearing infection, the guard sneered and said she was about to be executed anyway. Bacteria wouldn't outrun a bullet. In those few moments of conversation, the woman had already swiftly removed the screw, but as they were leaving the cafeteria, the metal detector at the entrance suddenly went off. Several guns were instantly aimed at her head. The detector swept carefully over her body. Just as it was about to reach the screw hidden in her sock, the woman quickly pulled a chopstick from her hair and asked the guard if this was what set it off. The guard asked why she stole a chopstick. She said her hair tie had broken, and she didn't want messy hair to affect her appearance and lose points, so she used it temporarily to keep her hair in place. Learning she was a new inmate, the guard didn't press further. The woman finally let out a sigh of relief. Back in her cell, she took out the screw and kept grinding it against the floor. Soon she had shaped 6 edges, turning it into a small hex wrench. Then she used this homemade wrench to remove the water tank in the cell. She knew very well the wall behind that tank was the thinnest part of the entire prison. Digging through would lead directly into the sewer. In fact, she had designed this prison herself 20 years ago. Back then, after reporting the contractors for cutting corners, she was blacklisted from the entire industry and could only scrape by running a small restaurant. But fate was cruel. A few days earlier, her daughter had been bullied by a local thug and accidentally stabbed him while defending herself. The thug's family had powerful connections and got her daughter sentenced to death. The woman knelt before the judge with evidence, only to learn the judge had been bribed. Her daughter was scheduled for execution in 7 days. With no way out, she decided to save her daughter her own way. She dug up all her documents from 20 years ago and tattooed the entire prison blueprint, stitch by stitch, onto her own body. The next morning, she robbed someone on the street and injured them. Because the case involved a large sum, she got her wish and was sentenced to 25 years. Just as planned, she was placed in the same cell as her daughter. But as soon as she entered, she saw her daughter holding a piece of broken glass ready to kill herself. She quickly knocked the glass away, hugged her daughter tightly, and told her not to be afraid. She was here now to get her out. The clanking of chains echoed in the hallway and her daughter turned pale. It was the gang leader who had been locked in solitary coming back. She held the most power here. Crossing her meant a living hell. Without her support, the escape plan had no chance of succeeding. The woman directly invited the gang leader to join the escape. The gang leader thought she was suicidal, not only refused but threatened to report her. The woman stayed calm because before entering prison she had done her research. This seemingly ruthless gang leader was actually a romantic at heart. She had willingly taken the fall for her husband and spent 20 years here. The woman told her 6-year-old daughter outside was dying. The gang leader was furious, saying her daughter was fine outside. How could anything be wrong? The woman continued, saying she took the blame for her husband. He promised to take care of their daughter. But did she really trust him? Just then the gang leader's husband came for a visit. The woman told her to decide after the visit. The man showed up with a young beautiful woman and said he was going to marry